There are people, mshangao wao wa kwanza utakuwa ni kwa watu wa dunia, anko, baba, nani, like that. So God tests your heart as you test him through your giving. If I bless this person at this level that he is, he's so mindful about the things of the world. He's so mindful about his little business. He's so mindful about his career. He's so mindful about his job that if this person becomes the controller of these things, he'll always look for excuse not to be in fellowship. God knows us. So, trust in the Lord with all your heart and let your lander lean on the right wall. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Because you can waste a lot of time climbing a ladder that is leaning on the wrong wall. Let's go to verse 6. In all your ways. For example, we have a fellowship on Saturdays, first Saturday of the month. Let the church gather together for prayers. In all your ways, acknowledge the Lord. Your home, the way you take care of your home is a way. The way you handle your business on that Saturday is a way. The way you handle your relatives is a way. But the person who ought to come first is not your job, it's not your business, it's not your career, it's not your people, it is the Lord. The Lord should come first, so that he may make all the paths leading to you, leading to your business, leading to your home, they be made straight and successful. Why is it sometimes we cry that there is no work, there are no customers? It's because we did not acknowledge the Lord. I remember at one time, somebody came to me and told me, I want to resign from being a leader in this area. Kambia, you know, akaniambia mimi ni chairman wa nini, ni chairman ya hiki kingine, ni chairman na wameniambia tena niwe chairman ya kile kingine. Kamwambia, you know what? This is a switchboard. And a switchboard is supposed to connect people to talk. You connect Nairobi to Nanyuki, so you are the one handling the switchboard. It has lights. Green is way through. Red is engaged. So, since we have only one switchboard here, and has been given to you, na hizi ni barabara za Mungu, na hizi ni barabara za watu, ni gani unataka kuweka off? Akanambia, Pastor, I believe you understand. We were very young. We were a church, I think, of 1 year. You must understand, the world also needs me. And it's looking into what I'm bringing in from my wide experience. I told him, well, write me a letter, but I've given you the option. You switch off God's lines or switch off men's lines. Did I express myself clearly to him? Akaniletea barua the following Sunday. Akaniambia, I opted to resign from the things of church. Kamwambia sawa. Kule alikuwa anaenda, kukatokea case kubwa. He's the chairman. Ni nani atakuwa anaenda kotini every day? Nani? Barabara yake ilipoanza kuinamia hapo, hiyo case ya mlipe mamilioni hii ilipotea, hata ile ambayo haikupotea katika wakati wake akarundikiwa. That one cost him everything he had worked for in life and finally gave him a terrible stroke. Nakuuliza, ni business gani inatakikana to give way to the work of God? Your business or God's business? Now I'm asking you, church. Which knobs ought to go off? Your business or the business of the Lord? Do you know why this topic is renewing your mind? It's because some of us are so inclined to our businesses such that you can even talk about your business as a child. Naenda kuangalia mtoto wangu. And that one you are calling mtoto wangu will remain a mtoto, will never become a grown up to give birth to others, because your words are powerful. You are creating a child. You are taking care of a child. A child cannot give birth to an adult. In all your ways, acknowledge the Lord. Do not lean on your own understanding. Trust the Lord with all your heart and all your might. Let's go to verse number 7. Do not be wise in your own eyes. When you become wise in your own eyes, you'll be arguing within your mind. You'll be arguing around the competition around you. When the world is saying ni kumbaya sana, hata wewe utasema ni kumbaya zaidi. Ni kukalisha mnakalisha. You're not doing business. You're just holding there. You're not holding. God has given you a job. Go and do it. God has purposes that he needs fulfilled by you and your family. God has purposes. And that is why in the book of Esther, chapter number 4, verse number 14. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews who arise from another place. But you, Queen Esther, and your father's family will perish. And who knows that you have come to royal position for such a time as this? What time was that? Every person, everybody born into the kingdom of God has a time and a season for God's purposes, to fulfill God's purpose. There is work to be done by you as an individual. There is work to be done by you and your family. There is a work to be done even by the larger family where you have come from. But when will you do it? When do you know that time to do it has come? When do you know that your season to do it has come? When you are doing God's assignment. Hard times usher in spiritual warfare before you go to begin God's purposes in your life. There is a lot of spiritual warfare in between. And most of the spiritual warfare, before it comes into the open, it is fought forth in your thought line. That is why you need to declare and say, I belong to Jesus, come what may. I'll consider God's work first, come what may. I'll put God's work first, no matter what. Some of us have not grown even to the level of choosing God. If you are given a kiosk here and Jesus here, there are people who choose a kiosk. Why? You've not grown to the level of knowing God's purposes. So, it was in the book of Esther chapter number 3, where a man called Haman has been lifted and has become number 2 in the region, in the whole empire of King Xerxes or Ahasuerus. And everybody was commanded, the position that I've given Haman, everybody should bow when he sees him come through. When he appears before you, don't look at each other eye to eye, bow down. When he passes through your gate, bow down. There came a time when they checked the man that was standing at the gate of the palace. And he was asked, the king's edict is, everybody should bow at the passing of Haman. Why are you disobeying the king's command? Why are you disobeying the king's edict? Why are you disobeying the government? You know, when Corona came, the government, our Kenyan government, never thought about what church can do. Everything was passed without consultation with the church. And so the church was labeled the weakest link of the coronavirus. And so churches closed down. There are people up to this time, because the government said churches closed down, their churches in their hearts are still closed. They can't attend church. Choose who to obey. At some particular times, critical moments come for you to make a decision. Will you obey God or obey the government? If the government is taking you to the south, refuse to be taken to the south. Resist. So, Mordecai said, as far as obeying the government, I will. But to worship this man, to worship this in the system, the worldly system, I cannot do that. Where did he get it from? And he's in exile. He got it passed on to him from generation to generation. When it was said in Deuteronomy 6, verse 4, Oh, hear, O ye Israel, the Lord our God is one. And he's the only one to be worshipped. Never bow to any golden image, never bow to anything, never bow to anything in heaven or under the earth or on the earth, never bow. And it was passed from generation to generation until it came to Mordecai. What are you passing to your children in the test of the new generation? particular with the way Sunday school children is run. Sunday school is run, the teens is run, the youth is run. For unless they feed from here at home, that's a wilderness. There is no knowledge there. All people are looking for is how to climb the ladder of success. So, Haman, who is coming from the king under a king called Agag,